We're in for a pound, in for a penny, Lancaster!
Yeah! Penny lover, come by. How are you, Pen?
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, Chris.
I'm happy
so
we're happy to have Penny Lancaster. Has Rod read the book?
He's reading the book.
Rod is reading the book.
He said, darling, this is my bedtime. This is my in the aeroplane on the way to a gig, and he's loving every bit of it. It's so heartwarming to hear it coming from him.
All right, it's out today.
Today's the day.
Loads of great books out today, and here's another one of them. Penny Lancaster, Someone Like Me, Lessons in Life, Love and Staying True. People have been begging you on bended knee to write your memoir, and you start the story of that off in the foreword, don't you? So just tell everybody how come now.
Well, I'm reinventing myself. That's what us women of menopause age do.
Right.
It's not the end, it's just the beginning. So I'm at that place where, I just thought, I know myself now.
Yeah.
The veil of the hormones, the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone,
gosh.
It's depleting. And it's just revealed my true self.
It's the butterfly.
It's the butterfly.
The butterfly.
Yes.
It's the butterfly.
And the chrysalis is released.
Come on. Whoop, whoop. Let's hear the butterflies. So true, so true. Look, I read your book. It's full of, I didn't know that. Can we just play that game?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I didn't know you worked for Hello Magazine as a photographer.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, there I was, being in front of the camera as a model, deciding that I'm kind of a bit bored here. I want to reinvent myself. Get on the other side. I did a 2-year diploma of photography, and when I came out of the photography course, Hello Magazine and Rod Stewart were standing there.
Yeah.
Rod actually came to the end of year show of all our photography displays, so that was kind of cool. Everyone else brought their parents and loved ones, and I brought my parents and Rod. It was a bit of a shock to the local college in Barking.
And so your first actual job working for Hello as a photographer was David Seaman's?
Yeah, David Seaman. Yes.
Around near where we are. So what was that like? I mean, Hello Magazine was massive, wasn't it? It was
absolutely.
OK then came in, and then OK was the underdog, then it was level, and then OK took off. But when you were working there, Hello Magazine was it.
Well, it was an extreme privilege because I'd done, Rod and I had been photographed for Hello, but I'd never in my wildest dreams I was going to be a photographer for them. But of course, being Rod's girlfriend, it had some incentive and opened a door. Yeah. But then I had to prove myself. So they signed me up for a year and then re-signed me for a second year. And I got the incredible opportunities to, I remember being in New York with Rod on tour, and I got an assignment to fly off to shoot in the Caribbean with this couple. And I was like, seeing my name on the camera cases, Penny Lancaster photographer, and all the equipment. I was like, this is actually happening. This is real.
Yeah.
So
and
exciting.
You've been doing it for years now, haven't you? Photography?
Yes. And I got the lucky job of photographing my husband because he hates having his picture taken. That's the worst part of his job.
He's so photogenic. He's annoyingly photogenic.
I know. Any angle, although he always agrees it's his mole side that's the best. So he has me on every shoot, and in the end it was like, oh, bloody hell, excuse my language, sorry.
No, okay.
Oh, no.
Hang on a minute, we can do this. We can do this.
Sorry.
No, listen to this. This is literally, you've given us a chance to use this for the first time ever. Here we go. Hang on a second.
You are live on Virgin Radio. Please do not swear.
From actual Davina
I can't believe I did that. I can't believe. I'm so sorry. I'm
sorry as well. We debrief our guests. It's just that Penny's just feeling a bit more rock and roll than usual, even.
Yeah, it's the Rod Stewart sort of rubbing off. Apologies.
I've got to tell you though, I mean, when Rod is being pictured, or when he's just in a photograph, it doesn't matter if he's looking at the camera or not. Sometimes he can be sort of looking puzzled, and he still looks great all the time. He's just got.
It's a character.
He's just got it going on, hasn't he?
It is. There's no one like him. I mean, he's he can't disguise himself. Whenever we're out, he believes he can put a hat on or something. No.
Oh, gosh. Well, congratulations. So you did David Seaman, this couple in the Caribbean. Who else were your highlights on Hello Magazine? Who else did you do?
Well, oh gosh, it was a whirlwind of so many wonderful people that I met.
Did you get any front covers? Did you get?
Yeah, I got front covers too, but that's like it seems like forever ago now.
Yeah.
And it was like the platform to really kind of push me out there and get my juices going for all manner of other, avenues for me to explore. but I think my forefront was just being creative and also listening to people's stories behind the photographs. Whether it was a charity project they were working on.
Well, that's how you get them relaxed. I mean, the book ends. We'll go all over the place, but the book ends with you attending a photo shoot, a David Bailey photo shoot with Rod and with Jules.
Yes.
You know, there are photographers, and then there's David Bailey.
I know.
Why is that photo shoot in the book? How did that come about? What was going on with that photo shoot?
Well, from a model, you look at the iconic photographers of their day, and he was always a huge standout, of course. Best. And I have these sort of pinch me moments of like, that was just one of the best days ever. I happened to be on Lucerman in the morning. There were fantastic topics we were talking about. I came out of the studio on a high. Rod and I were excited about the shoot with David, with Jules Holland for his album, and we were messaging and calling each other. How far out are you? How far? We were just excited to have this sort of day together. And walking to the studio of this iconic David Bailey, and there he was sitting there with his son and his daughter and his wife.
Was it in the Muse?
It was in the Muse.
Yeah, I've been there.
You could just smell it and feel the energy, and then there was Rod and Jules being photographed, and he went, "Where's Penny? I want to get her in." I was like, "Really?
Oh
Me?"
my gosh!
So it was just the best.
Oh my gosh!
Icing on the cake.
So a couple of questions from just that. I mean, we could just talk and just this question is going to pop up. I've got questions. Look, I've disseminated your book. I've dissected your book here with my razor blade. By the way, I'm not joking. If you're watching this, you can watch it. You can see my razor blade. There you go.
Yes. Safety razor blade.
You can watch this live, by the way, on the Virgin Radio app. Press watch live. So the photo shoot was for a duets album. In the book is the story of Rod's first jazz album, which was because of the throat issue that he had, because he wanted to record a jazz album and nobody else wanted to record it, and he just went for it anyway, and it ended up being the beginning of the best-selling albums of his career. Do you want to speak to the
most incredible success story?
Yeah.
I mean, he had this passion with Richard Perry, the producer, who sadly is not with us anymore. Yeah. He was the architect of the project, and it would be called Perry's Pub. Rich's house, everybody in Hollywood would end up in Rich's pub, and this is where Rod and him started laying down these first tracks. And when I was flying back and forth from photography college and visiting Rod in the very early days, he'd love to say, "Oh, my school girlfriend's coming to visit." Of course, I was a very mature student at the time, but they would play me these tracks and get a response. And if Penny got goose pimples, that was a tick.
Right.
If Penny got up and danced, that was a tick. And so I saw it right from the get-go, and then it became this huge success. But he was nervous. It was like putting his children out in the world and seeing how well they do, And he was going to get critics maybe saying, he's given up on rock and roll. But in fact, no, he was just expanding himself and fulfilling a dream of always wanting to do these songs. And I was there on that journey.
And it also distanced himself from the silly version of him that was often portrayed. And so it sobered everybody up. We all fell back in love with his voice.
Yes.
And then there was enough water under the bridge for everything to happen that's happened ever since. I didn't know about your emergency operation to do with you being able to walk again.
Back surgery.
Yeah,
I know.
It's crazy.
I don't know whether it's been 6'1". You're more prevalent to having things like that. But I had a slip disc that had been going in and out over about 5 years. But something I could always imagine. And then out of the blue, I kind of collapsed on the streets of New York while I was on tour with Rod. And he said, "Right, we need to get you back to England, get an MRI, let's see what's happening." And this was very shortly before our wedding. Anyway, it conspired that I was going to get a dress fitting, and I had to lay out on the floor while being pinned into my wedding dress because I couldn't stand. Then 2 nights later, I had no feeling down my left side. Literally paralysed down my left side, and I couldn't urinate, which meant that the disc wasn't just pressing on a nerve causing pain, it was severing it. So rushed into hospital, emergency. Rod was out on tour, and they said, "Look, if you don't have this surgery now, you'll be in calipers and a colostomy bag going down the aisle." So I was like, "Do what you need to do." I was drugged up to the eyeballs anyway. Got the surgery done, still dragging my foot behind me, just about in a kitten hill for the wedding day. And then I threw myself into Strictly. So that was my repair journey.
You loved Strictly as well, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And the only thing was, because you lasted 6 weeks, it's like, I so wanted to carry on because it was so good for the spirit and the soul.
I know. Well, I was sort of that was 2007. I was just Rod Stewart's wife. I wasn't on TV. I wasn't in magazines. Nobody really knew who I was.
Yeah.
So, of course, it is a popularity show too.
Yeah.
But I loved every second of it.
So you say you did, that was sort of the first high-profile thing you did on UK
Yes.
TV. Loose Women does get its own chapter.
It does.
Okay, and it's about an opportunity. What is it? Loose Women, open your arms to an opportunity. Just give us the headlines of your Loose Women story, please.
Well, to begin with, when I was given that opportunity, I froze because of my dyslexia. I thought, how am I going to do a TV show where I'm going to have to read from a teleprompter, whether I'm going to have to read the viewers' questions from an iPad? I thought, I'm going to freeze. This is live TV. There's no preparation. But Rod always encourages me to put my best foot forward. And, he said, you're authentic. You're warm, you're honest. People are going to gravitate. They're going to respond to you. So just give it a go, darling. Give it a go, Pen. So I did. I believed in his words, and there I was. And I was afraid to tell the panel and the producers that I was dyslexic. I can't even say the word. I mean, how ridiculous.
It's a panicky word,
It
isn't
is a panicky word.
Yeah.
I mean, I have trouble spelling it as well.
Yeah. So weird that it's so hard to spell dyslexia
I know.
anyway. That's such a cruel joke.
Very cruel. But I realised how pro it is to have that dyslexia. I mean, for me, it's a magical word now. I only got diagnosed when I was in my 40s, when my son Alistair at 10 had to be tested for it. And I passed with flying colours, probably the first test I ever passed with the highest marks. So I finally was like, yes, this is me, this is who I am. And just find those wonderful skill sets that we have that others don't. So I forged through with Loose Women. And then one of the other major things that they saved my life was when I thought I was going through depression in the middle of lockdown, which I think a lot of people were suffering through. But in fact, it was the menopause. And it was my loose girls that went, darling Penny, this is not depression. This is your hormones speaking
the penny pause.
to you. This is a penny pause. So, yeah, they've been with me on many a journey, and I'm so grateful for them.
As far as, having surgery to make sure that you can walk again, I mean, when I came around to you, I did the podcast with Roger, remember?
Yes.
And he was it ankle surgery or knee surgery? I can't remember.
He's had them all.
Yeah, because I mean, he's 81 in January, I think, isn't he? And he's so fit, he's super fit, and you organised his 80th birthday party. So, I mean, what a great physical consultant to have, because he's obsessed with his fitness, isn't he?
Obsessed with his fitness and his health and the vitality for life. That, his work ethic is just incredible.
Well, they say you don't get old. You don't. If you stop playing, you get old because you stop playing. That's right. So you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing. And he's the best.
He is the best player.
The best advocate of that ever.
Yeah.
It was your job to organise his 80th. That's in the book. What was it like? Who helped you? Where did you start? Beginning, middle, and end.
I just got a message from him this morning saying, "Good luck on publication day. Love you. You're going to go for it, girl," and all that kind of thing. And he went, "Oh, any chance you might be able to organise another holiday with all the gang?" I was like, okay. I mean, that was a mission, but it was so wonderful because, of course, the kids live all over the place. So and they've got families of their own now, and they've got their jobs, and we're ranging from like a 45-year-old down to a 14-year-old, and everything in between, and all the little grandkids, and so it's a mission, but. It's so worth it in the end.
You love it as well, don't you? You dive into
it.
the detail. You're a details girl.
I'm a details girl, and I always say that the best gift that we've given our two boys, Alistair and Aidan, is the siblings of Rod's kids, because the bond that they share together is just so heartwarming.
And your journey to motherhood is in there as well, IVF.
IVF?
Yeah.
Oh, you love cars, don't you, Chris?
I do. Not as much as your husband.
Right, yeah, I mean, his car mate.
We're about on a par, I think. Yeah.
But there's an amazing story of when we were doing IVF, and Rod produced his sperm sample
I know,
at home.
It's in the book, everyone.
Yeah, and I had it between my legs, racing in the Ferrari through Beverly Hills to get it to the clinic.
Yeah.
You know, there's some laughs.
It's all about timing. It's there are various delivery methods. Stewart's 4-1 seed, and an F60 is
one of them.
If you're Rod Stewart, there you go. Fill your boots with a bit of that. No, goodness me. So much to talk about in the book. So many things. Now, you were a special constable for a while,
am.
and you're renewing your vows, though, aren't you, with the constabulary? Don't you have to refresh or something?
No, I am a special constable.
Right.
In fact, today being my publication day, rather than how most people would imagine you celebrate, I'm actually going out on duty in the City of London today. I've got my uniform and I'm out there.
Sorry, I thought I read something about you refreshing or going...
You have to refresh your training, your personal safety and police training.
So you know about all that, yeah.
So you have to refresh that every year, and you have to refresh your first aid. So that's a given for every police officer, whether you're regular or a special. But I'm out there tonight.
Regular or a special. I love it. The last time we talked about that was... because you're so good at talking. I mean, you know, that's why you're so good at loose swimming.
The Lancasters are talkers.
Yeah,
Rod
I
always
know.
says.
And it's all the dyslexia thing. And we talked about it before about, you know, the most creative people in the world usually were categorised as have learning difficulties, but now we know the learning differences, and often they end up on the stage entertaining all the people who didn't have learning difficulties or differences at school. And I think that's a lot to be said for the creative arts. And I think that's why you're such a great talker, because you did that instead of writing things down.
Yes.
When we had that charity lunch, and by the way, can I say that Penny and Rod, and I ain't blowing smoke where the sun don't shine, you have supported us so many times with your presence and your time and your energy. And you know, Penny and Rod, they've got a few quid, more than most people on the planet, but they have helped us raise hundreds of thousands of pounds with their time. And once you've got enough to put bread on the table, time is your most valuable currency, and you've shared that with us. So thank you. And the last time we had a charity lunch, Rod couldn't make it because he was sick. Ozzy Jane took his place. And it's like one of her claims to fame. I was Rod Stewart for the day.
That was a crazy lunch, Chris, thanks to
How
you.
mad was that lunch? It was so mad.
It was tequila in between every course.
Those were the days, boys and girls. I mean, whoever bid that day, they got the money's worth, didn't they?
They certainly did. But it was
you
like,
held
when are you
court.
coming home? I mean, it's not my fault.
Yeah, I remember, because I heard him on the speakerphone. We were in the back of the cab. And when you started speaking, because we did a round robin, didn't we, around the table?
Yes, we did.
You were so good. You were so good talking about your special police person time, and it was so great.
You know, you got to be authentic and speak from the heart. If you don't speak your truth, then what is there?
No, what is there indeed? I didn't know about not an aerobics DVD. What was that DVD?
Yeah.
What was going on with that?
Well, I trained.
What was it called?
Hot Legs. Believe it or not.
Was it called Hot Legs?
Yeah, it was called Hot Legs. The ultimate Hot Legs workout or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I did train to be an aerobics teacher when I first started modelling. I thought that would make sense to keep fit and healthy. Yeah. And then I kind of fell into place with doing a fitness DVD along the way. Why not?
How did it go down? I can't remember. I bet it went down really well, didn't it?
It was great, but as I say, it was at the beginning of the beginning. But it was a great story to tell.
You talk about the divide in your sort of anxiety between the UK and Los Angeles, and one earns, one stripes, and you can only earn respect. You can try and buy it, you can try and style it out, you can try and hijack it, but it doesn't really work. And if you don't mind me saying, it's your journey reminding me of Camilla's journey, the Queen's journey, where she just dug in, she kept herself to herself, and she kept building that golden wall of sort of reliability and consistency, and saying, look, some people might think this, some people might think that, but I'm here for the long game, and that you achieved that sooner in the UK than Los Angeles for obvious reasons. If you read the book, how was that for you? If you don't mind me saying, you say you landed at LAX, and every time you landed for a few years, the anxiety kicked in again because it was time to spin those plates and be so sensitive, juggling those familial balls.
Yeah, I think it was a challenge, but it was a case of just like, it wasn't a woman meeting a man and building a relationship and a bond between just two people. I was taking on a whole family and a range of children from different ages. Liam was just 5 at the time, going into teenagers and turning 21, and of course ex-wives and partners. So there was a lot. So I just thought, I just need to be the real authentic Penny. Yeah. Because I can't be a different Penny for different people, and I have to be patient. I have to show empathy. And I remember being bullied at school, and my mum would always remind me Penny, or Penelope as I was known when I was younger, darling, I know it's a painful process, but try to look at the other perspective. Look at what it must be like for the bully. Why are they behaving that way? Why are they putting that onto you? There must be something that they're going through. So I've always been able to look at different perspectives and look at the bigger picture. So that really helped me through.
Your mum and dad, I mean, they're shining lights all the way through.
Yeah,
and your bro as well.
Yeah. I know, my
Great
bro.
family.
Thank you, Chris.
What's the story about you... Rod sort of wooing you, then losing you because he was a bit of an idiot and other things were going on that you didn't know about, and then you thought, oh, that's what was going on. And then he says, look, I'm really sorry. And then you said, look, well, if you want to see me, we're going to this pub, and then you named the pub. And it turns out it was his local pub. Is that
I know,
is that actually true?
Yeah, no. He wanted to sort of meet up with me for a drink after 9 months. So when I first met Rod, it was a 9-month period in between when I first met him and when we first started dating, because his bass player who took my number kept his number from.
Is that Carmine?
Carmine, yeah.
Who I think should be called Saint Carmine after reading the book.
Carmine,
So actually, pause. Tell us about Saint Carmine. We'll go back to the pub in a minute. Go on.
Well, I first met Rod. It was a moment. It was a Christmas party, and my girlfriend dared me to get Rod's autograph. So I did retrieve that autograph for her.
Yeah.
But it was the night before the news broke that Rod and Rachel were splitting up. So of course, there was a big moment of separation.
And she was there that night.
She was there, but they kept together as families do for the children for that Christmas. The news was out, but Carmine had held of my number. I was invited to take photographs at a show, and then that was it. Right. The dust settled, and there was no more. 9 months later, I get this phone call, and Carmine had given Rod my number, and then the rest is history. He made him wait. He said, "You're not ready." And
is Carmine still like?
Carmine is our hero.
Is he of saintly status in the?
He is. We've got a statue for him in the garden.
Oh, that band, by the way, and the gang, and you've been on tour with them loads and loads of times. They are such a gang. What's that story about you you lip syncing the saxophone? What was that one?
Oh, yeah. So there was this saxophonist, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
A beautiful blonde girl, long legs, and she would come out behind the curtain on Rod's solo and play the saxophone. And so many of the fans and the audience would say, "My God, was that you up there?" I went, "No, it wasn't. Look, I'm here now, and that's her." So, but she said, for a laugh, because the bands are constantly playing jokes with each other. She said, "I'll play the sax backstage. You dress up in one of the outfits," because they've always got spare outfits. You go on, and you know my movements. You've been to enough shows. So I did. That moment came, and the curtain parted, and I crept out, and I gave it all my best sax moves. And Rod turned around to kind of acknowledge his saxophone player, and there I was instead.
Oh,
so,
my gosh.
and she's playing all the right tunes backstage. So we always pull a lot of funny little gags on each other like that.
Yeah, always pranking. You got to keep laughing, haven't you? You've got to keep laughing, because if you put enough laughter in the tank, then when you do really need that, it's available to you, isn't it? And that's that's a golden rule for you guys.
It's the crash mat.
The crash mat. 100%. So you organised Rod's 80th birthday. Do people organise birthdays for you? Is it reciprocated, or what happens there?
I'm kind of the organiser, so
you do your own?
I do I haven't really thought about that, Chris. I kind of do it for everyone, because that does bring me joy. It's like giving gifts, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there was one incredible gift that I got. I'd organised a boat holiday for all the kids probably about 5 years ago. And, that kind of struggle to kind of be a part of that big family and be finally loved and appreciated for who I am. And all the kids and Rod gifted me this incredible necklace with all the children's names in the necklace. That was probably my best birthday gift.
Beautiful. Yeah. Talking of birthdays again, big birthdays, you met the Queen on her 90th birthday?
On her 90th birthday. Well, Rod was being given his knighthood by Prince William at the time, and that evening we met the Queen at an event where she was celebrating her 90th, and what an honour. And an honour as a special police constable to be on duty on the day of her funeral.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Sort of queens, there are kings, of course. King Lionel.
King Lionel.
Oh my God.
Penny lover.
I was listening to Lionel Richie being interviewed yesterday about his he's got a book out called Truly, which is the first of his autobiographies. He's never written one before. After his song Truly.
I asked for permission actually if I could use his photo in my book.
I know. Yeah. So tell us about you and because I You know the thing you did at our house for the charity
Yes,
thing?
yes.
You know, I would love... He's sort of the only one left, really. I think, God, because we've had Elton, we've had McCartney, we've had Michael Bublé, all these kind of people. And I just think, God, maybe Barry Manilow. You know, but Lionel at our house, that would be great. I'm not asking you to make the phone call.
Well, I'm quite happy to.
No, I know you are. Do you know, I think he'd do it as well. But tell us about you and Lionel. He's a friend now. You were with your husband, who happens to be Rod Stewart, and Lionel Richie's over there, and you say...
Yeah, it was the Millennium in Vegas. Rod was performing,
Right.
and he was performing on... Lionel was performing on a different stage.
Yeah.
I didn't know it at the time. And
Yeah.
there, Rod and I were having dinner the night before the show, and I've just kind of frozen in my seat. I've gone, oh my God, it's Lionel Richie. And Rod's like... Oh right, yeah. Well, there's a lot of people coming together for the Millennium, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm a huge fan. I mean, Penny Lover and that smooth sounding voice, and I just, I've been a fan forever. And Rob's like, okay, calm down. Do you want an autograph? And I was like, yes, please. He went, well, come on then. I went, oh, we're going over, And there he was, charming, smiling, warm, just how I imagined he would be.
He's like that, isn't he?
Yeah, and
he's
he
like
wrote,
24/7.
To my Penny Lover.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you actually, in the book it says, you said to her, "Do you know him?" And he said, "Of course I do."
Of course I do,
I'm
silly.
Rod Stewart. Of course I know Lionel Richie. Your time in Beverly Hills, up in Beverly Hills, what is that like? I lived there for a bit. You've lived there for ages. Just what's it all like? What's the vibe like? Rod always ends up back in the UK with his feet on the ground.
Yes.
And it is working class boy done good.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people can say what they like about anybody who earns a few quid and has a good time on the back of it. But he is a working class kid done good. Good luck to him.
He always is a supporter of the underdog,
Totally,
and
100%.
He has to go to the pub and have a drink,
Well, that's where he came from.
Yeah, I mean, he loves his football, of course. I mean, he should be a pundit, I believe.
Well, he sort of is. I mean, he's on TalkSport more than Alan Brazil sometimes, isn't he?
But it's the whole LA thing. I mean, he really puts his hands up and thanks LA for his career. I mean, he lived there and all his band followed him there.
Yeah. And if you make it in America, you sort of make it in the world, don't you?
You certainly do. I mean, I love visiting LA. I didn't particularly love living there. It was a bit of a goldfish bowl sort of thing.
Yeah.
Once I had children, I felt I could settle a little bit more roots in LA. But home is home. Home is the green grass of England.
Because you were selling up. Have you sold up there?
We haven't sold up.
Right. Okay. But there was the big move back.
There was the big move, and it was like, okay, so we can't just have that house just sit there.
Right.
And that was the obvious move. But actually, we visit there so much, and we have all our sprawling family, and it's one place we can all come together.
Yeah,
and Rod Stewart in Vegas with his residency, so we thought, we'll just keep it.
Wow. And you used to live in Bermuda. I didn't know that. This book is full of I didn't know that. You used to actually live in Bermuda. Is that right?
We live in Bermuda, yeah.
What's it like living in Bermuda?
It is like living in heaven. I mean, it's so stunningly beautiful. The second most remote island in the world.
Right.
Surrounded by a stunning coral reef. So the beaches are pristine and dotted and dusted with the pink coral. And golf courses. I learned to play golf when I was in Bermuda.
I didn't know you played golf.
Yeah.
Do you still play golf?
Well, after my back surgery, I was advised not to do the rotating.
Oh, right.
I hit a few balls, but because my boys love playing golf.
That's a shame because we're gonna have a Ryder Cup kind of golf tournament next
I'll
year
join
between TalkSport and Virgin Radio.
Yeah.
Do you want to captain?
Yeah.
You
Yes, please.
You can captain the Virgin Radio team if you want.
The
By the way,
girls team.
Rod can captain the TalkSport team because that's what it is. That's
Team,
where we
team.
are, toe to toe, club to club.
And Rod and I are a team. I think a lot of people kind of ask, so what is it about you two? And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we are
Yin and yang.
We just fly the flag for one another, and we're always checking in with each other. Relationships don't just form and then you can just leave them alone.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to tweak them and work on them continually. So we are the team.
Speaking to that, you just reminded me of a question that I was going to ask you about the fact that one of the chapters starts with you saying, I for many years I've been known as the woman who tamed Rod Stewart, and you say no, that's not it. Obviously, Rod has had other partners. Lots of people have had other partners. I've had other partners. You've had other partners. This you do seem to ultimately have been the one. I mean, that's not taking away from anybody who's been involved with you or him beforehand. But what do you think it is this time around?
I believe if I probably met Rod 10 years earlier, it wouldn't have worked out. I'm in my 50s. It's a big turning point for me. And Rod was my age when I met him.
I know, I remember.
And so,
Yeah.
maybe men go through a similar point in their life where they finally realise what it is they're looking for and they need in their life. And of course, he didn't want to jump in head first too soon because he didn't want it to be heartbreak again. So he took his time, but slowly but surely. And I think that's the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have a route map for the next decade, or are you playing it by ear?
Well, Rod doesn't believe in retirement.
Right.
I'm trying to slow things down so we spend more time now we have the grandkids. So I'm like specifically going, right, if Rod's got 2 shows back to back, he needs to have 2 days rest afterwards before the next show, and just to like manage it, because I know that he loves it more than anything on the planet, and his band are like his second family. But if I want to have him maintain this for the rest of his life, because he's promised me another 20 years, then we have to make some tweaks.
And you're not betting against that? No,
absolutely not.
I don't think anybody's betting against it. Can we get a Rod Stewart record ready to go, if you don't mind? Or a bit of Lionel, a bit of Penny Lover. Why don't we finish the show with Penny Lover and a Rod Stewart tune? So put Lionel on next.
She makes me happy.
I know, baby. I was you just reminded me of a story that's in today's newspapers about the oldest person in the world, which will make Rod feel like a whippersnapper. She was 117. She's just passed away. We currently have a 116-year-old lady in Great Britain, and she went for tea with the King last week. And so, nobody's kept themselves fitter than your husband. So, like I say, nobody's betting against 100. Rod Stewart, 100 not out.
I mean, we all know women live a little bit longer.
Living a lot longer. And this lady, look at this lady here. Supercentenarian gives scientists insight into secrets of healthy old age. The deepest dive yet into the biology of a supercentenarian, which is somebody who lives 110 years or more.
Gosh.
Not just 100. That's a centenary. Supercentenary is 110 or more. Seriously, if Ladbrokes or Flutter or Betfred or, I don't know, Paddy Power with Ryan Tuberty, who sponsors the show next, are up for a bet. I'll take a bet on Rod Stewart making 110.
It's not just about living as old as you can live.
Yeah.
It's living healthily with vitality, with zest for life.
Because they call it health span, not lifespan.
Yes.
There's a joy span.
The joy span.
Joy span, health span, fun span.
Rod always says, darling, come on, let's get up and go. This isn't gonna buy the baby another hat or something. Some old-fashioned saying.
Some any old iron saying. Any old iron. I bet he sings a few of those songs, doesn't he?
He's always just up and go and go. It's such a role model for my boys.
Well, in you, he has found the perfect partner, and in him, you have found the perfect partner. It's a great book.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
It's out today.
It's out today. Someone like me, and I really hope it resonates with a lot of people, because all the stuff that I've gone through, I know a lot of other people have gone through. Yeah. And the more you can talk about it and shed those stories, the more you don't feel alone anymore. And women supporting women, people supporting one another. Yeah. Love, kindness.
It's so important. I mean, chapter 1 is very profound, isn't it? Well done.
Thank you very
much. It's absolutely awesome. If you want to read about Penny Lancaster, about her life, about her travails, some that you may not have heard about, some that are unthinkable, then you need to buy this book, because you've been through it, and your experience. When we experience things that can help other people feel safe and secure, and maybe help them turn towards the light as opposed from the dark, then why wouldn't we do that with our platforms?
Thank you, Chris.
You're amazing.
That's what we're there for.
I think Lionel Richie had it right. Here we go. A bit of Lionel, everyone. Let's hear it for Penny Lancaster. Yeah!